Happy Crafternoon, everyone, and welcome to Stampin' Chat Live. I'm Gina from Gina K Designs, and it's great to see all of you coming in from all around the United States and around the world. Today, we're going to have some fun playing with the Fancy Feathers stamp set and the Fancy Feathers dies. But before we do, let's say hello to Tom. Hey.
Hey, happy Crafternoon.
How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's almost Friday, right?
Yeah, it is almost Friday, actually.
I always have to ask.
Yeah, I know, because sometimes you say that and it's Tuesday. And then that's not fun, right?
Right.
Yeah. Well, we've got a fun day on tap today. And Tom, I have to do housekeeping because I have to tell everybody about next week.
Okay.
So next week, Tom and I will be back on Monday night for our regular Stampin' Chat Live. But I'm sorry, Tuesday night. Oh my gosh. See, I'm going to screw everything up. So scratch that. Let's cut. All right, redo that scene. So next Tuesday night, Tom and I will be back for our regular Stampin' Chat Live. But next Thursday, we're not going to be here. And here's why. I always have to tell you why. I have like 3 doctor's appointments that day. There's nothing wrong. I just book all of my doctor's appointments usually right around the same time, the same week. And last year this time, we were going live on Wednesday, not on Thursday. So I booked everything on Thursday because I thought I was off. And you know how hard those appointments are to get in because they're always booked out a year in advance. So I can't really change anything. So next Thursday, I'll be taking the day off and running around for my Gina K maintenance.
Didn't you try to once line them up all in the same office on the same day?
Oh, man, wouldn't that be great? Just getting dental work and all the other parts done at the same time. Nobody would be in each other's way. 1 hour, you get the whole thing worked on at once. That'd be great. Doesn't work that way, does it? Well, but I will be back on this weekend with another 5-minute card video, and then also next weekend with another 5-minute card video. So, you know, we got to do what we got to do. Now, before we get started today, I want to show you, let's go to the overhead. I want to show you something. So this is something brand new that I just bought. And I wanted to show it to you because I'm going to use it next week. And I know a lot of you like to have the things that I have. No pressure to buy it at all. But I wanted to tell you why I bought it. There's nothing wrong with the plates that I use in my Spellbinders machine. They are fantastic. In fact, I just bought new cutting plates. But you can see the difference in the size of this brand new universal plate system and the old plate. So, although this plate works great for the majority of the things that I want to do, I'm really struggling with our slimline dies because they hang off the edge a little bit. And I have to, because I like to really make sure I get it on there. So I have to cut, and then I have to take the plate off and strategically slide this down and cut it again on the other side. Now, that's totally fine, and you can do that. I just don't want to do it anymore. So when I heard that they came out with this new universal plate system that has the extended length and it has more layers for different kinds of dies and different kinds of things that you want to do, I thought I would pick it up. I have linked it in my description here on YouTube. So you can click that link and go over and pick one up if you want. No pressure to buy one. But again, I know a lot of you guys will say, oh, I wish I had known you were going to use that. I was thinking about getting one. So I picked one up. And here's what it does. It says, new size platform and plates allow for versatility when die cutting and embossing. So it works really well with all your embossing folders, all of your wafer thin dies. Works with the Platinum 6 machine. That's the one that most of us have. It's the one that I use. And it'll also work with any of the 3D embossing folders, 2D embossing folders, any chemically etched dyes, wafer thin dyes. That's what almost all of us have. It also works with steel ruled dyes. Yeah. And it works with things like Spellbinders, obviously, Sizzix, Stampin' Up, Tim Holtz, all those other brands, and the Gina K brand. So I just wanted to show it to you. And that's it. Okay. So I haven't actually pulled it out of the package yet. And I didn't want to do that live here today because I have a different idea of what I'm going to make. So I'll be using it next Monday, and I'll be able to break out the Master Layouts 10, and it'll be a much easier thing for me here. Okay. It also, I think, will really be good for Master Layouts 8 for those 5x7 cards. I don't know. You could cut that out on some of the other pieces all in one pass. But today we are going to be playing with this stamp set. This is the Fancy Feathers. Now, a lot of you have been asking about when this stamp set is coming back in stock. The kit is gone. The kit's not coming back. That kit sold out fairly quickly. We normally don't redo a kit. The only one we've ever redone is the ephemera kit. We're not redoing this kit. But this stamp set has been ordered, and we are hoping that it gets here in time for our next release, which is going to be on July 26th. We're hoping that we have them then. Also, we will have the Feathers dies then, because I think they just actually are coming in today or tomorrow, so we'll be busy packaging these. So these will be available for our July release. This will hopefully be available, but if not, it'll come in a few days after, and we will add it to the store. So you will be able to get all of the components of the next kit within the next few weeks of this kit. Okay, so today I thought I would make a mini slimline card using the Fancy Feathers stamps and dies. Now, I was looking at this particular die, and I really like the idea of a slimline with this because there's so many different ways you can lay these out. So before I design my card, sometimes I like to just place things onto the die to see how they would look. And I thought this looked really nice like that. Just coming down the card, cascading down the card. And then I thought that layout, I like to overlap a little bit off the edge with these things. So this layout would be really nice, and it would give me room right here to put this little greeting, "Better days are ahead." So I thought this would be a very pretty card. Now, to know where to stamp my images, that's a little bit more tricky because I don't want to stamp too far outside of this, but I definitely don't want to stamp too much in the middle. So what I thought I would do is I would get a pencil. Now, let me make sure I have a pencil here. I do. I have a pencil. It doesn't have a point. I'm going to sharpen a point into it. Hopefully this won't take too long. There we go. Okay. So what I'm going to do here, just so I know where I'm going to cut, I'm going to put a little mark right here, a little mark right here, one on the side and two on this side, like that. This way, I will know that I have to stamp within those marks. Can they see those marks, Tom?
Yes.
Okay. And then when I'm ready to cut, I can make sure that I can see all of those lines just outside of the die when I tape it down to cut. I hope that makes sense. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to lay these dies out onto this area where I would want to actually stamp my images. Make sure that they look good. Like this. And then I'm going to put a couple little pencil marks on here as well. So let's see how this looks. This is where it's going to cut. Yeah, I think that's going to look good. Because again, we want to make sure that we have room for our little greeting over here. Better days are ahead. So let's move this one up just a little bit. Like kind of tilt it a little bit better like that. I think that looks good. Okay. One more check. Make sure I have room. I believe I will have room, but I'm not 100% sure. So maybe I will shift these a little bit more just to make sure.
Judy said, won't those be backwards?
Yeah, they will, Judy. You're right. Thank you, Judy. Thank you. Yeah, they will. Judy to the rescue. All right, we'll try this one more time. This one won't be backwards because it's the same. All right, Judy. Good thinking. Hey, Judy. Well, my greeting would have ended up over here, but I'm glad it doesn't have to. All right, so we'll do it this way. Good thinking, Judy. See, this is why live is so much fun, because I have everybody that can help me not screw it up. Okay. Try that. And let's move that back again. And then like like this. Go like that. Okay, does it fit? Boy, you know, it's going to be tight. Do I want to do slimline or do I want to do A2? I'll just tilt it more because I really want to do slimline, so I'll just tilt it more. It was going to be tight either direction. Maybe if we do it this way. I think that will work, something like that. Oh yeah, that's plenty of room. Even with that down a little bit, that's plenty of room. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of like put a little notch in here, kind of where I want my feathers to kind of fall in. And it doesn't have to be exact. I just want to put something in there so that I can kind of see where I want it. Okay. All right. So I'm going to try to get the one in here in this orientation, this one, and then this one. Okay. So let's get the stamp sets out. So we're going to start with this one, which coordinates with this feather up here. So this will be the first feather I'm going to stamp. And I want to stamp it right in like that between those two notches. So I think I'm going to use my Misty for this too. Let's get the Misty out. How's everybody doing? Everybody having an okay day? I haven't looked up much because I was working on that, but I hope you guys are all having a really good day. Okay, so we're going to put that right in there like that. And then we're going to two-tone stamp this. And that's the reason why I want to do it with the Misty, because I might want to add a second layer of color. But we're going to two-tone this because we're going to do a full rainbow. So I'm going to use ink cubes for this. And I'm going to do one feather with this, one feather with this, and one feather with this, working my way down. So wish me luck with this one. Okay, so I'm going to start with the red. And I'm going to ink up some red kind of around this side of the feather. And then I'm going to ink up some tangerine over here. I know everybody freaks out when I mix colors, but Tom called me bold. He said, you're very bold about that. I am. I don't worry about it too much. Okay, so we're going to stamp that one image. And then we're going to stamp it a second time to get really vibrant color in there. So again, now if you're nervous, you can do the red like this. You can clean your stamp and then you can go back and do the orange like this if you're worried about mixing colors. And I understand. I know some people are worried about that, and that's okay. That's a valid thing. Okay. So there's my first feather. Oh, isn't that so pretty? I love this stamp set so much. There'll be no holiday stamps for the July release. Our holiday release will be in September for Christmas. Yes. Okay. So then our second one, let's lay this on top and see how that looks. Okay. So our second one, I want to make sure I have my markings here in the right spot. Yeah. Okay. Just so I know what it's going to look like. Okay. So those are the two markings. And this is the feather that we're going to use. Okie dokie. Okay. Put that in there. Like that. Seems like there's so much more space when you're just using the stamps, but that's because the outlines are thicker. Okay. All right, so we'll do this. With the yellow, I worry a little bit more about mixing colors, so I usually like to start with the green and then go to the, I usually like to start with the yellow and then add the green. So I'm going to do the yellow first here at the top. And then add some green down here. And the colors I'm using are Wild Dandelion and Lucky Clover for this one. Okay, so we're going to mix, we're going to do some more. I'm going to clean the stamp just so I don't cross-contaminate that yellow. Get a lot more yellow on there. There we go. And then some green. There we go. And that is going to look so pretty when that is on top. Okay, so now our final one, our final colors are going to be this turquoise sea and wild lilac. Now you could use a blue here instead if you didn't want to use the turquoise, but I think when the turquoise and the purple overlap, you get a really interesting kind of powdery, almost like a periwinkle color, and I really like that color. Okay, so I need to look at this one and see where this one goes. So this one is going to go right here, like that, between those little lines. So we'll go ahead and do that. Come this way just a little bit.
So have you ever thought of your own line of matching alcohol markers and ink sprays?
I have. The alcohol markers, I've actually tested a few, and I've given them to some of my friends that are alcohol marker experts. And almost all of my friends that are alcohol marker experts say that they will not use anything but Copic. Even though other companies have alcohol markers, Copic is the industry standard, and that's what they love. And the investment is so huge to do alcohol markers that you really need to make sure that you're going to sell enough of them, you know, to really make that worth it. And I just don't know about that because Copic markers are so phenomenal. So I haven't really committed to doing something like that. I have thought a lot about doing water-based markers because I could really sync that up with my ink. And I do a lot of water-based marker techniques. Plus, you guys know, I don't do a whole lot of Copic coloring. I'm not that good at it, and it's not really my thing. Oh, that's my thing, though. Look at that. Love it. Okay, so now I'm going to... oh, this is a bad eraser. Let me get that started. Let's see if that works better. It will get hidden. You know what? I'm going to use my mono sand eraser because it will get hidden underneath that feather, but I don't want to leave any stains. Oh, I was in Walgreens today, and the whole back to school aisle is ready to go. Isn't that too soon, Tom? Back to school?
Yeah.
I mean, you know. I'm still living in the summer life here in Wisconsin. I'm not ready for the summer to be over. But I really do like the sale prices and all the cool markers and fun stuff like that. So I'm not going to say that that part isn't fun. I do like going school supply shopping. Would you guys like to see me do a video of like what you can make with basic school supplies? Let me know if that's something that would interest you. All right, so now I'm going to cut this out using the mini slimline die from the Master Layout 7 die set. So you can see what that's going to cut out like. Should I test this first? Make sure we don't have too much overlap. Let's see, that's going to go like that. It's going to go like that. Ooh, this one might overlap a little. Oh no, I think it's going to look good. I think it's going to look very good. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's cut it out. Getting excited now. Getting excited with this little rainbow look. Yeah, you'd like to see some of that? Like maybe get some really inexpensive colored pencils and do a Gamsol demonstration with it and stuff like that, because you know, it's for some people, they feel like they're, you know, knocked out of the game when it comes to doing things like colored pencils and Gamsol, because maybe they, you know, feel like it's not in their budget to buy a set of Prismacolor pencils. So maybe if I show you that you can also use other kinds for those of you who want to start out small, or maybe you want that second set for something that you take on vacation or something that you play with the kids or the grandkids and you don't want them to use your good stuff. So maybe that would be kind of fun. All right. So I am going to line this up on my lines that I penciled in. I used to do articles for a crafting magazine. And one of my jobs was to test products and do comparisons. And I never liked that because I don't like comparing, because it's not really fair to compare products. When people do comparison videos, I don't put a whole lot of faith in those, because a lot of it has to do with the user, right? I mean, a product that you love and that works really well for you might not work really well for somebody else because it's just not your thing. So if I were to go on there and say XYZ product is better than ABC product, that's not really fair to XYZ product, because you know, maybe it's user error. Maybe I'm not that good at it. But I was charged with doing some comparison type videos. So what I ended up doing was I ended up doing comparison videos where you could buy the inexpensive thing, like the school supply pencils, and then you could buy Prismacolor pencils. And I just showed you the differences between how they looked. But I wasn't saying one was better than the other, just that there are differences, and here's what the differences are. And people seem to really resonate with that, because I think there's good in everything. Okay, now I'm going to add a greeting right here. I think there's space for it. Oh, there's plenty of space. So better days are ahead. This is such an encouraging little card, especially with the rainbow. Right, Pat, it's always a personal preference. So I think it's just fun to see, like, okay, if I used Prismacolor pencils, this is the way the colors would look with Gamsol. Maybe they're a little less bright, but maybe that's really good for certain things, like a sympathy card. You might want more subdued colors. So, you know, maybe I'll do something like that with back to school season right around the corner. Maybe we can get some fun supplies that we can add to our crafty stash. Okay. Alrighty. I think the rainbows would be fine to use for a fall card, and you could also choose fall rainbow colors. So instead of using red velvet like I did, you could use faded brick. And then instead of tangerine twist, you could use tomato soup. And then you could use honey mustard, and then fresh asparagus, and then maybe blue denim, and then plum punch. So you'd have more of a fall rainbow. And if you look at our ink cube sets, each ink cube set does have a rainbow per se, but they're definitely more of a spring rainbow, a fall rainbow, you know, things like that. Why did I run my finger over the clear stamp? That's a great question, Jilly. I think it's Jilly, might be Gilly. The reason why is because I have not used this stamp before. And all clear stamps have manufacturing residue left on them from the washout process. If you watch the way a clear stamp is made, it's made with UV light. Similar to when you go to the store, the nail salon, and you get gel nails put on, and you go under the UV light, and then they wash the nail off because there's a sticky residue left behind. There's a sticky residue sometimes left behind on stamps. So if you take your finger and you rub it across the stamp, you kind of roll that residue off. You kind of make the stamp want to grab the ink better. So if you're having trouble with the ink clinging to your stamp or bubbling up or spotting up, it's probably because there's just a lot of residue on it. And it's not really one manufacturer over the other. Just sometimes stamps don't get washed as well. So I just rub that off. The other thing you can do to make stamps take color a little bit better is you can put a little bit of Versamark ink or embossing and watermark ink. That's a sticky ink. Just put a little bit of that on first. You can even leave it on. You don't have to wash it off. You can if you want, but you don't have to. And that makes it take ink better as well. And that's really it. Please don't ever take a nail file. I've seen that people say, run a nail file or an emery board or something over your stamps. Please don't do that. You will definitely void the manufacturing warranty, and it will leave scratch marks in your stamp, and you will see that in your ink. You don't need to do that. Yes, you running an emery board over your stamps will definitely get rid of the residue, but so will your finger, and so will adding a little Versamark ink or just washing them real well, scrubbing them up with a toothbrush, something like that. Okay, so now you can see my ink is on there really well. I am going to do 2 coats because this is a very delicate stamp, and I don't want to put a lot of pressure on it because I don't want to distort the words. But look at how clean that is. See, that's a nice clean image. I think I'll do 1 more quick coat. Sue, we're waiting for the stamps to get here. The dies, I think, should be here today for Fancy Feathers, and all of that is we're trying to get it in for our July release on July 26th. I can't guarantee the feathers will be in on July 26th, the stamps, because they're not here yet. But as soon as they come in, if it's after our release, we will put them right in stock when they get in. Okay. So now I'm going to do a little bit more die cutting. Okay. So let's get a white piece of cardstock here because we're going to cut out our feathers. Okay. Where did my plates go? Oh, I put them back. You can see I finally got some new plates. Yay. Now, for those of you that are new to Gina K Designs, you know with any detailed die, I do tend to cut them blade side up. I like cutting them that way because I feel like every little detail cuts out better. And I also like to use either the left side or the right side of my plate, not right in the center. You can cut them the other way if you prefer, but I've just gotten into the habit of cutting them this way. And I feel like they really cut nicely this way. All right. The best black ink for crisp sentiments without heat embossing? Well, I definitely think it's our black onyx. Can you see how nice and crisp that is? Super crisp. So, okay. So that's a lot of stuff. It's very staticky in here. Oh my gosh. And you know what? So I told you guys I had a biopsy last week. Came out fine. Everything's fine. But it was in a very tender place. My staff laughs at me. They're like, oh my God, you just tell people anything. Yes, I do, because you guys are my friends. That's why I tell you everything. And they told me that we were just talking a lot about clothes and what kinds of clothes people should wear and stuff like that. And they told me that I should not use fabric softener in my clothes because I'm breaking out in some allergic reactions. And and they told me to use something called Dreft. I don't know if you've ever heard of Dreft, but it's baby, pardon me, baby soap, like baby laundry detergent. So I went out and bought Dreft, and I washed my clothes in Dreft, and I did not use fabric softener. And let me tell you, I don't know how to get rid of the static. So I have one of those wool balls that you throw in. I thought that that would work. It's not working. How do I get rid of the static without my dryer sheets? I don't know what to do. In the winter, it's going to be horrible here. I might be on my live and get sucked right into the wall with the static. I really have to figure that out. Maybe somebody has. Oh, aluminum foil? Really? Rinse your clothes in vinegar? Wool balls don't work for you? Okay. Oh, I need 3 balls? Well, I would have never thought that I needed 3 balls. Tom, I need 3 balls. I need 3 wool balls.
Are you sure?
I don't know. I'm going to try that. And white vinegar for fabric softener. Safety pins on your wool balls. See, I knew. That's why people say to me, why do you talk about this stuff on your live? It's because you guys are the best thing that ever happened to me. I can ask a question to you guys and I get like 30 answers, and every single one of them is a great answer and they all work. So I'm going to try the aluminum foil. I'm going to try 3 or 4 wool balls. I'm going to put safety pins on them. I'm putting white vinegar into my, oh, this is great. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So now I'm going to use the plain die from the Master Layouts 7 die set right here. And I'm going to cut, surprise, a black layer. My last card I did not use, well, my last card I used a black layer, but the card before that, I guess I actually should have 2 plates. The card before that, I don't know what card that was, but I didn't use black and I was really hearing about it. Well, the reason I can't use fabric softener is because I'm developing some allergic reactions to it, I think. And that's what they think. So they're telling me that maybe I should stop using, like, I was always using Tide. Tide was my go-to since I've been a little girl and I was doing the laundry at home at my mom's house. It was one of my chores. We've been using Tide. I always stuck with it. I use Downy fabric softener. I use a Downy fabric softener sheet. But now, you know, I'm breaking out. And they said, I guess you develop allergies based on things that you have already used. Because I think the common thing for people to say is, well, I've used it all my life. Why would I be allergic? Well, apparently you cannot be allergic to something you haven't already been exposed to. So you have to be exposed to it first, and then you develop an allergy. So, all right. Well, thank you for all of your help. And I know I didn't see every answer, but I'll go back and look through the comments and read all of your answers. Thank you. Okay, so this piece of cardstock measures 6 1/4 inches by 6 1/2 inches. So on the 6 1/2 inch side, I'm going to score this at 3 1/4 inches. Yeah, that's a good question to ask. How do you use the vinegar? All right. Yeah, see, Judy, I don't know. Maybe they put something different. And that's what the doctor said. You could be not allergic to Tide for 50 years. And then all of a sudden they change an ingredient because they might have supply chain issues and they buy something else and substitute. And then all of a sudden you're allergic to it. So there, my friend Judy is also allergic all of a sudden to Tide. And now that makes me feel less alone. All right, so now we're going to put this card together. And I think when you get the feathers on here, it makes all the difference. It really does. You know what else I forgot to get, Tom? Tape. I was running low on tape on Monday night, and I'm down to the last little bit. So I have to go beg Carol in our warehouse for some tape. She'll give me some. I know she will.
You want me to get some?
No, I have enough for this card. And I have Connect Glue, and that's always a great backup. All right, so there we go. There's our little shadow layer on there, looking all cute. Okay. And then this is going to go on top. And I'm going to put this on top now because my feathers are going to overlap a little bit. And that's what I want. So, this is so fun. I've seen some great feather cards. If you're not in our Facebook group, make sure you check it out. It's called Gina K Designs and Stamp TV Friends. It's a really fun Facebook group. And if you type in fancy feathers, you will see so many beautiful card projects where people have cut the feathers out using gold or metallic paper and filled them in with glitter and all kinds of things. So there's some really cool stuff out there. All right, so let me get my Connect Glue here. I have a little bit on the tip there. You always have to peel that off of your fine tip bottle. Okay. All right, so let's lay these out and just see how they look. Oh, that makes such a difference, doesn't it? It just finishes everything off so nicely. This is such a fun stamp set and die set. And see, I like the way the feathers hang off of the card. I think that makes a huge difference, just having them overlap a little bit onto the black. I love that. Okay, so we're going to use the Connect Glue in the fine tip bottle, and we're going to just add little dots. And because this isn't like an inlay technique where you're actually putting pieces inside the little segments, you don't really have to be quite as conscientious about having every little bit glued down. Just the main areas around the perimeter, maybe a couple little dots on the inside, but you don't have to kind of go as crazy as I've gone in the past when you see me work with this set or any of the other die plates or anything where I've done stained glass or an inlay technique. Okay, so I've got a little goober there. That's tape. Let's get that off. Okay. And then I'm going to lay this on top. My fingers are gluey. Oh, isn't that pretty? I feel like that would be pretty too if you doubled the feather to get it to raise it up even higher. So I didn't want to take the whole video doing that. We're going to go a little more here. So I see when I come in to the live right before we go live, I can see all your comments and I can see how many people are dealing with some ridiculous heat out there. I hope you're all staying safe and staying hydrated and staying cool. I've been trying to drink a ton of water too. That's another thing I've really been trying to focus on. I'm telling you, I'm waking up like 30 times in the middle of the night to pee. But I hear that subsides after a while, like your body gets used to it. Honestly, I could just float away. I've been drinking so much water, but I know it's good for me. Hope you guys are getting enough. Yes, these fancy feathers will be available. They're coming back in stock for our next release as a standalone product. And then the stamp set will be right behind it. If we don't have it by then. We're hoping to, but you know, we're all dealing with these supply chain issues, which is crazy. Okay. All right. I definitely feel like this style would be great for a holiday kit. I think people would like that, but we'll see. We'll see what comes out. There we go. Now we definitely have to add a few little crystals or dewdrops or sequins on here in between all the feathers. And also, if you take a look at trying to, stamp these on a regular slimline, you could get at least 5 or 6 feathers down a regular slimline, and you could do each one in an individual color. And you can also cut out your outlines in the individual colors. So you could have a red outline for your red one and an orange outline for your orange one. I used the white because I was blending colors together, but you could definitely, have that look where you have them outlined in the color too. So what do you guys think of that? Isn't that nice? I like it. No, we don't have the ability to do pre-orders on our system. I'm so sorry. We're unable to do that. We're not that sophisticated. I wish we were. Maybe down the line. Okay, so I think definitely just some rainbowy kind of sequins, which the disco ball definitely are more of a rainbow. And we did get the micro disco ball ones back in stock too. So if you like the real small little ones, you can pick those up next time you place an order. All right, so let's do a couple little sequins right here. And then we'll do a couple right here. We'll do a couple here. Yeah, I'm going sequin crazy. And then maybe a couple here. Okay, that's a lot of sequins, I know. But we're going to do like medium and then tinies. So it's just going to be a lot of little sparkle. My jewel picker has had it. I hate to say it, but it has had it. But would you be surprised if I told you we had something coming very soon that will surprise you, that you will like very much by way of jewel picker? Stay tuned. Okay, so these are looking good, and I like how tiny they are. Just that little bit of glitz. Can you guys see this okay? Tom, can they see that okay?
A little bit, yeah, zoom in was good.
Okay. All right, Tom, did we do a word of the day?
We did not.
Do you have one?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, so when you're checking out with your crafting order.
Oh my God.
It's that moment you've got everything in there and you are ready to go and you're on the checkout screen and you think, oh my gosh, I got to add one more thing. You're having a crafter thought.
It's great. I have a lot of crafter thoughts, I got to tell you. Oh, that's a good one. I like the crafty words of the day. They're fun. Very fun. Okay, so I could put one over here. Just one. But no, I think I'm going to leave it the way it is. All right. So hopefully you can see that. Now I'll take a really good high quality photo of this and I will put it in our Facebook group and here on my YouTube channel as well. So you're able to see that a little bit better. So there is my rainbow feather card for today. I don't have enough time to do anything else today, but I thought that would be, I don't know why I thought that would take a lot longer than it did, especially with like kind of penciling out where the feathers would go. I know that takes a minute and it seems like it's weird to do, but actually I think it really helped balance those feathers out between each other, create enough space in between them, and you didn't have two that were too close and then one kind of hanging by itself. So
spectacular.
Yeah?
That's exactly what I would have come up with if I were.
Tom, I think maybe
today.
we need to have me work the controls one live and have you make the card.
Uh-oh.
What do you think?
Uh-oh. Okay, so the lucky winner.
Yeah.
Lucky winner. Oh, okay. So we are going to break protocol today.
Okay.
And jump right to for saving the possible backwards card. Judy Jeffries is the winner today.
Yes, Judy. Judy deserves it because Judy saved the card. She really did. Thank you, Judy. You win today's card for sure. I love that. And then you guys, if you're new here, what we usually do is we pick randomly from the comments. However, Judy's comment saved the day, so she gets the card. All right. You know what, Tom? Let's give away one more card. What do you think?
Okay.
I have a card. Let me go find it. So it's kind of a similar feel. This is a card that I made in one of my 5-minute card videos. Isn't that fun? So we definitely need to pick a random winner today. We got to pick one random winner and stick to that protocol as well. So this is for that person who didn't think they had a chance today. It's your day. So who wins the Hello, It's Your Day card?
Okay, that lucky winner is going to be, you need a drum roll for that.
Yeah, let's get the drum roll.
Annemarie Beukes, B-E-U-K-E-S.
Yay, Annemarie! Congratulations, Annemarie. All right, so we have 2 winners today. All you ladies have to do is send your name and address and which card you won to email. To info. I'm so excited. info@GinaKDesigns.com, and my customer service team will get the messages to me and I will get those right out to you. I sent a whole stack out yesterday, so if you've been waiting for your card that you won, it should be on its way today. All right, everybody. Well, I hope you enjoyed this technique. I hope you will try some rainbow feathers for yourself. I know we're quitting a little bit early today, but you know, it's about all we can do. I will be back this weekend with another 5-minute card video for you. And I do just want to say, I know a lot of you have placed orders over that sale and you're wondering, where's my order? Where's my order? I think we just got through the first day of orders. We had, I don't know, like close to 4,000 orders just in the first day. And our team can do anywhere from 300 to 400 orders a day. So it's really taking a while. And we thank you so much for your patience. Hang in there. Once we get through that first day, things really start to roll. So your order should be coming soon. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. We love you so very much. And mwah, we'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.